It's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
And just like the Villa team's performance, I was also unprepared for this whole thing to start today as well. But Aston Villa 0, Crystal Palace 5, or Crystal Palace 5, Aston Villa 0, is the scoreline from today. And Villa absolutely outclassed after maybe about 20 minutes. And then Palace just really went to town on Aston Villa. Some poor performances from players out there, but that's not really what this podcast is about today. Like, we can talk about all those different incidents and whatever else, but at the end of the day, those players went out there and went, I'm not getting injured. I'm not rehabbing for the summer. I'm going away and enjoying myself because this is probably one of the best seasons I've ever had. And you know what? Sometimes that's just the way it goes. But Champions League football is secured, and all those players, some of those players may not be back next season, but those players went out there, and for the last probably 60 minutes of that game, they protected themselves for Champions League football, and can't really blame them, to be honest.
No, and look, I'll before I start, I'll just say I've hidden the comments because I refuse to get too low at what's just happened out there. And if people want to be negative and get pissed off, that's absolutely fine, because that I'm well able to do that on days I probably shouldn't either. But the moral of the story here today is that we have played 50 plus games. We are on our absolute knees. And that result has been coming for weeks. And it came today, and it's fine because we didn't need it. If it had came today when we needed something out of that game, I might be majorly on the other side of this now and be with all those people in the comments. But today is not the day to be negative. We have finished in the top 4. We've got Champions League football. We are heading to Barcelona or Bayern Munich or Lazio or Roma, as that new song that came out today was alluding to. And Crystal Palace are going to the usual West Ham and maybe even Leeds. That might be the highlight of their next season. So regardless of what way you look at it, the way I see today is, and the last comment I read was Soy said that some players have played their way out of the club. I totally believe that. That. And the owners are looking down on that pitch today, and they're going to see 5 or 6 fellas that probably won't be there next season. And they are the guys that need to be shipped out. And let's rebuild and refocus on what's coming down the line. And that is Champions League football in B6. And that's something to be proud of today, not what's happened on the pitch today. And one of 38 games. We've saved probably our poorest show to last, but I'm absolutely not pissed off at this.
We started the season with a 5-0 loss. We ended the season with a 5-0 loss. So, didn't we? Wasn't Newcastle 5-0 at the start of the season?
Was it 5-0 the first one? I can't remember.
I think it was. Yeah. I think it was.
5-1 anyway, because we scored. Yeah, we scored.
Well, we 5 goals in both games. So, we started the season with a 5 goal, with conceding 5 goals, and we ended the season conceding 5 goals. That's consistency. That's, take the positives from this. Take the positives from this together. Look, people talk about 6 players, 5 or 6 players there, and that team playing themselves out of the team. We can't afford to sell 6 players and replace 6 players with extra quality. But I do think 1 or 2 players there, obviously, to play today. Like, Robin Olsen most likely isn't coming back next season. Callum Chambers most likely isn't coming back next season. Maybe Diego Carlos is on the chopping block. Maybe John Durant gets his move to Chelsea, like he seems to want to like every tweet going about Chelsea. Maybe all those things happen. But as I say, look, today was just a day that was just a day. That's what it was. And look, fuck it. Consigned to the dustbin of history for Aston Villa. And Crystal Palace should celebrate tonight because they've got a really good team, really exciting team. Eze and Olise are just savage players. They're absolutely brilliant. And Adam Wharton, I remember doing a post about Kobe Manu and Adam Wharton when they were talking about calling Kobe Manu up to the England squad. And I was making the case that Adam Wharton was a better footballer than him, has more played and should be called up before him. And you know what? I've been flipping vindicated since Adam Wharton has joined the Premier League. I've been vindicated. I was going to say yet again, but that would make me sound too. I'm going to say it. I've been vindicated yet again in my my analysis.
Whatever. Again, maybe because it's not like you're constantly being vindicated. But yes, I agree with you.
That old Danny Ings didn't pull up trees. That's all. I'm joking.
Top scorer.
Ooh, Danny Ings, top scorer for West Ham.
He was top scorer for Villa when he left, wasn't he?
No, yeah, but when and then he didn't put up any trees when he left. That's what I was saying. That was the whole thing.
So you have to play to pull up trees.
That's it. He wasn't good enough to play.
Ollie Watkins had to be on the pitch to score his 20th goal, but Unai Emery came from my school of thought today and said, well, there you are. You had many chances to get 20. You didn't get it, so we take you off and get 20 next season. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah, and Danny Ings didn't get game plan. That's how I was saying. Anyway, long and short of it is that Aston Villa lose 5-0 today. And look, it's there's not really much analysis you can do of this game today. Finlay Munro coming on for John McGinn. Just talk about the players that did come on. Finlay Munro came on for John McGinn. Mary Kellerman, as you mentioned, there comes on for Ollie Watkins up top. Who else came in there? Ken Kessler-Hayden came in for the last while into the game. Who else came on? Was that the only? There was another substitution that I'm blanking. Oh, Young Tim came on as well in the middle of midfield. And look, I thought that they were the substitutions that they would make. I didn't think they were ever going to bring on Pau Torres. I thought maybe Caden Young might get a run, unless he did, and I missed it. No, Caden Young. And look, as I said, the players that came off had run themselves into the ground. As you said, those like all those Aston Villa players there today. You look at them, they've all like a lot of our big names there have played north of 3,500 minutes this season. That's a lot of time to play, specifically at the top level of football. So you know what, as I said, to get them off and to keep them injury free, I would imagine that like Ollie Watkins is brought off just to be safe. You know, the 20th goal mightn't mean a whole pile to him, but going to the Euros would mean an awful lot to him, I would imagine. And if he goes to the Euros and he helps England win the European Championship, well, then fair play to him. And maybe that was in Unai Emery's thoughts. Maybe it wasn't. But like, same for John McGinn. He's going away to he's going to be going with Scotland. Douglas Luiz going to be going away with Brazil. And you know, I wish them all the absolute best. And they need a rest now between now and those the championships that they're going to be playing in. Leon Bailey obviously not there today, playing the Copa America as well. Martinez playing the Copa America too, and so on and so on. So you know, all those guys need to get a small bit of rest in for a couple of days, go meet up with their international teams, and then come back to us as refreshed as hell. And
Jamaica don't play Copa America, do they?
Jamaica are in the Copa America this year.
Are they?
I'm 99% certain because I saw something that Jamaica were playing.
Just we didn't need
Jamaica. Yeah. Jamaica are in there playing the 23rd of June against Mexico. So they're in a group with Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela. Yeah, so it's So Jamaica are in there. Yeah, so
no rest for him,
no rest. Well, rest today. I suppose that was the rest that he got. So another one who's traveling. But Paddy, look, let's draw a line under that. And this isn't going to be a long podcast because we're going to come back on at 9:30 again afterwards anyway, and do our Emery Awards. But what I want to talk about next, Paddy, is this beautiful, well, some people might find it beautiful. I find it beautiful because, as I say, Aston Villa have released what the new badge looks like and the new Adidas piece. You know, it's prime Aston Villa to be in a position to announce this on the day we lose 5-0. But I'm liking the look of that badge. Look, people will talk about the drop shadow and everything. I think it looks pretty good when it's rendered up like that. And if that's the way it looks like on the shirt, well, then I think it's going to look nice. The star is in there. And obviously the 3 stripes are in there too from Adidas. What do you think of it, Paddy? Are you going to be rushing with your credit card to the Villa store tomorrow morning if we see anything posted and a release of a shirt?
Not top of my priorities at the moment, but happy that there's a change and a positive change with the money that's involved in the deal. That is the most important thing, that we can look at a 5% season ticket hike as opposed to a 20% or whatever it was last year. Because I'm not sure fans could have coped with that, and you would be ruling out a lot of fans who are really, really close to not being able to afford it. So congratulations on getting this great deal in there with Adidas and Betano and anybody else who comes on board in the meantime. And so my priority now is get a couple of players out the door and get a few players in and get our business done early. And this is a positive. Looks like they're going to take everything back in-house. Adidas will obviously distribute around the world. It'll be big news for the likes of our American listeners, that I would imagine they won't have to worry about the import duties and everything else that comes with Adidas, because they can ship from the US. So all of these things are all positives, but the most positive thing is that everything come back in-house, probably create more jobs for those in the ticket office to do, or in the club shop to do, and probably see that we will start shipping out our own club shop. So all of these things are all positive. Obviously the markup will be much higher on the shorts. We could probably expect to play a pretty penny for the short as well, so be prepared for that too. Over the next couple of weeks we'll have a meltdown, I'm sure, with the cost of them, but Adidas in general is more expensive than everyone else. So yeah, a lot of positives. The badge, not overly satisfied or dissatisfied with it. I'd be in the middle box if I was taking out one of those questionnaires about it. Doesn't really bother me too much. As I said, the most important thing is that we go and win football matches and we qualify for the Champions League. So we're going to have an iconic new short regardless, because it'll be our first ever time in the Champions League wearing this new short, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the shirt looks like. I wonder when it will drop. There has been rumours it's going to drop on Monday, which is tomorrow, and I will be rushing to order one tomorrow, because I'm just excited to have Adidas. I've always loved Adidas. I've always loved what those. They've always made some good stuff. They're an iconic brand, as you said yourself. So yeah, bring it on. And it's the shirt, as you said, we're going to play Champions League football in, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. And as I say, if they do drop, if there's an announcement tomorrow, I will be rushing, because hey, like, realistically speaking, the largest sellout incredibly quickly. If it's anything like it has been in years previously, like, you won't be able to get an Emi Martinez shirt after probably midday tomorrow if they drop at 9:00. So so be cute about your purchasing power, is what I would say. Be cute about your purchasing power. What was I going to say? I had something else there. Oh yeah, there's a couple of people in the comments there, Paddy, saying about Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey took a step back from Jamaican football, international football. I still think that he might go to the Copa America, and the reason being is he kind of stepped back because he felt that the training facilities and the travel facilities and stuff like that for them was substandard. Like, it didn't seem like there was anything that couldn't really be resolved. So we'll see. Maybe there might be some sort of an arrangement for him.
So you're telling me Leon Bailey's the new Roy Keane,
Roy Keane. Yeah. Do you remember that? It was back in March. He did an interview with some. Oh, I can't remember what it was. He didn't remember. It was the interview about looking at the top six, or wanted to play for one of the big six or something like that. But he was happy with playing where he was at the moment. All this kind of stuff. It was grand. It was a nothing interview that was completely misconstrued. But he did say stuff about the Jamaican team, saying that he had stepped back from that. He was taking a break from it. Wanted to just play club football. He said the facilities weren't up to scratch, and the travel arrangements and stuff. So we'll see. If he doesn't go, it's a plus for us. If he does go, it's a plus for him in Jamaica. So we'll see what happens there. But it'll be interesting to follow along with regards to that storyline over the next few weeks, to see if he is picked and if he does go. There's no real other talking point, I think, from this game. As I say, the game was what it was. The fans were brilliant. You could hear the world's number 2, Robin Olsen, the world's number 2, which I am 1 million% convinced was coined by Noel Connaughton, who's often in the comments here.
100% was. The first place anywhere I heard about it was on this podcast.
We sang it at the Bournemouth game, myself and Noel started singing it. When Noel started singing it, I joined in, and then about 100 other people joined in, and then it started to go around the place after that. So I'm giving him the kudos for that one. But the fans, I
The
thought, were
sad
very
news
good.
is we might never see him again. So I
Yeah.
don't mean Noel. I mean Robin Olsen.
Joe Gauchi, the world's number 2, will be the next song. But
Yeah.
what was this? What I was going to say there? That the fans were brilliant. You know, they went in fancy dress. The traffic cones. I saw a ton of people just as traffic codes. You know, I said about the bananas previously. It was brilliant. Look, your fans were really great. I hope they had a good day out, albeit that, you know, the Villa got pummeled today. But look, who cares? Champions League is secured for next season, and there will be work in the off season. And I think a game like that today, like if Villa go out there today and they win that 3-0 with some starters missing out of the team, I think potentially, you know, you've got owners, you've got maybe people who are doing that analysis in the team and stuff like that, and they're saying, well, maybe we are okay. But, you know, you go in, you lose 5-0, that kind of, you'll be able to go back to that at the end of the season and go, yeah, look, we see how short we were in the middle of midfield. We'd play Chambers there. Maybe you're looking at it and you go, right, look, maybe Diego Carlos and Longley, you know, I would imagine Longley is going to go back to Barcelona. Diego Carlos will maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't, maybe Tyrone Mings comes back in there, you know. So we've got a lot of options and there's work to do. And yeah, nobody's shying away from that because Champions League's a different beast altogether. But, you know, we've got to celebrate the good times that we're in at the moment and not dwell on this. As I said, this was literally just fulfilling a fixture today. And there's no two ways about that, I think. So fair play to all the fans that went and had a great time. And I wish them all a safe and healthy trip back home. And I hope whoever's on the booze can make it to work tomorrow, you know, because
I'll tell you who was on the booze today.
Start.
Tell you who was absolutely on the Raz before the match kicked off day, and that's Tony Gale. Oh my God.
Tony Gale is poor, yeah.
I'm really struggling to find a co-commentator who's worse than him. There's commentators worse than him, and we might talk about them in our awards later on. But Jesus Christ, what the fuck was he talking about half the game? Like he just there was spouting shite for the sake of spouting shite, and it worries me because I firmly believe that the commentary is beamed into Stockley Park because them lads haven't a bloody clue what they're looking at either. But we saw Anderson make a clumsy challenge. Could have been a penalty. We saw Duran throw himself into a challenge that Harry Kane has been getting since Harry Kane was a boy. And especially seeing as he's England captain, he got a couple against us. And very little said about it. But anyway, the team was on the beach. The referee, who had only had 5 Premier League games, showed today he was pouring off and afraid to blow his whistle. Probably just as much afraid as Tony Gale was to say anything positive about Aston Villa, considering he was in the confines of Selhurst Park. But it was an embarrassing performance for him. So, yeah, I wasn't going to let that go without being said. It was a strange old game. That handball could have been looked at by VAR, regardless of whether he meant it or not. He moved his hand towards the ball, took the ball out of the flight of Ollie Watkins. For me, that was denying a scoring opportunity with your hand, which is a red card. So they should have looked at it. That's probably about the most convincing one of the ones that I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't think it would have made a huge. Well, a red card at that stage might have made a huge difference to the game. But the game is done and dusted. We lost 5-0. I'm not overly bothered by it, but I've had my little rant about the things that annoyed me during the game.
Yeah, look, the one that got me was the one that's coming out of the sky, and you know we've seen it before, accidental handballs, but they take the ball away from a player who potentially could have had a goal scoring chance. We've seen them given before. That was a handball, like, you know, whether it's accidental or not, it's off his hand. Anyway, we won't get into it too much.
We've seen handballs given in the box from with hands being 2 yards away. So I'm sorry, he had 50 meters in the air of the ball coming down to readjust himself, and he moves his hand towards the ball. So it's a deliberate handball for me and a red card.
Look, yeah, exactly. Look, it is what it is. Palace were superb today. As I say, Olise and Eze were just majestic. Wharton was very, very good in there as well. That Munoz at right back was class. And they just blew us away in midfield. Our midfield legs, in fairness, honestly, our midfield legs were we're up on stools somewhere, and that's okay too. Those guys have given us absolutely everything. It's not a hate comment from us or anything like that. They've given us absolutely everything, and we just had nobody else that we could have put in there today. Hence, Callum Chambers was in there from the start. But look, we'll be back again this evening, and not the way we wanted to finish the league, but inconsequential, I suppose, realistically speaking. It's going to be a brilliant summer. I just know it is. It's going to be an absolutely great summer. There's going to be players that are going to come in. People will be raising their eyebrows at and going, what the hell have we signed this fella for? There'll be players that leave the club that people will be saying, oh my God, I think that's a mistake. Just, we got to let it roll out. We got to let the processes take their place. We got to look after financial fair play. We got to look after the PSR, and we just got to look forward to next year as well. And I'm here for every single second of it over the summer. So I hope you guys will join me as well, and Paddy, and I hope you'll join us for 9:30 tonight, when we will do our Emery Awards. And this is what I wanted to pop up. Melty, thank you very much, Melty. Points for Champions League podcasters. Amazing season. Thanks for all the content and entertainment, lads. Up the Villa. And just to let you guys know that anything that's contributed on our Emery Awards tonight, whether you go directly to GoFundMe, to our GoFundMe link, which we will post in the comments numerous times, and whether you put in £2 or whether you put in £2 million into the GoFundMe, you will be put into a draw for a Cadbury's hamper, and fuck it, Paddy, we'll do a draw for a shirt as well. We'll do a draw for a new shirt whenever it's dropped, a new Adidas shirt of anybody's choice whenever it is dropped. How's about we do that? So it's tonight's thing is a bit of crack just to raise funds for the Aston Villa Foundation as well, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to, dress up,
Paddy.
Can you not hear me? No. Can you not hear me?
No, we can now.
All right, okay. If anyone wants to dress up and have the crack, put your picture in the Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and send it on to us, and we'll have a bit of fun, because me and Neil are rolling out the red carpet for 9:30, and we might look a bit different to what we do now.
Yeah, absolutely. Pop it up on Twitter underneath the live, and also, yes, as well, guys, on YouTube we'll be running a poll for one or two of our awards, because we're going to have a Fans Choice Awards for one or two of them as well. So on YouTube you will be able to vote for which one you want, should I say. So keep an eye on that as well. We'll see you at 9:30. We'll have a bit of crack. It's going to be a bit of fun. The pressure's off and the season is over. And let's look forward to the next one, let's look back to this great one we've had first, should I say, and then we're going to look forward to the next one. But thanks so much, everybody, for watching this. Please stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you at 9:30. And until then, all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Outro doesn't work. Come on, outro.